What's going on? Welcome to Black Women Stemming. I'm Moriah.
And I'm Dre.
We're two best friends navigating our STEM careers and life in our almost 30s.
We sit down every other week to discuss our STEM careers, highlight some badass women in STEM, and laugh a lot along the way.
You ready?
No, are you ready?
Let's go.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
So, election day was yesterday.
We're still waiting on the results, though, right?
Yeah. We're still waiting on the results, but so far it looks like maybe Joe Biden is in the lead. You never know with these things. We'll see. Were you able to go vote?
Yeah, I did it early, actually. I did it last Tuesday.
Did you do it in person or did you
in
send
person?
It in?
Look, I don't trust them. I don't trust the mails.
See, at first I was nervous about that, but then I just felt more comfortable. I dropped off the ballot, so
it wasn't that bad though.
Yeah,
because
that's what Jack
pretty.
said.
Yeah, it was pretty spread out, and they were quick. It was in and out. So
yeah, I know the first round in the primaries, I went in person. And I was like, oh, I feel safe. But this time around, since you could just do the ballot ahead of time, I actually liked it a lot because I felt like when I go in person, I feel rushed. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know why, but I just feel rushed.
That's in your head, girl.
I know, but like, because technically you can take as much time as you need. Yeah. But something about it, I just feel rushed. So this time I was able to like just really make sure I was understanding all of the questions. And
just more lax in your house.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. I would prefer this every time.
Because you're a homebody.
I know. I need to stop
go get some air.
I know.
So, our topic for this week?
Dating.
Uh-oh.
Not just dating, but dating in STEM. Dating as a STEM professional. Which I'm a STEM professional. You're a STEM professional. So we clearly have, some experience. But we're coming from different perspectives. Mm-hmm. Because I am in a relationship.
Yep.
Happy relationship. Been in it for a while. And you are
single.
And ready to mingle.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Oh my gosh. I haven't heard that in so long. But you're single and you're, not
single
to be corny,
and mingling.
but yeah, singling and mingling.
As COVID can take.
Yes. But you're not enjoying it that much, right?
I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Well, what do you hate? What do you like? Like, let's just give it the whole rundown. Let's start from your perspective.
Okay, so I feel like pre-COVID, pre-COVID was much simpler. Mind you, we could go out, we can meet new people, you can talk to them for a little bit, whereas with COVID, you're in the house. Mm-hmm. It's not too many places to go.
Right.
And then, you know how people used to be like, oh, you hat fishing or something?
What's that?
Oh, you don't know what a hat fish is?
Hat fish?
All right, so it's like if a guy wears a hat, right? Mm-hmm. They look good.
Right. Oh,
but when they take the hat off,
but
you be like, damn!
Oh, that is too funny. Receding hairline. And, oh my goodness. That's true. I've experienced that. That is true.
Yeah.
That is too. Or now it's like beard fishing.
That too.
Because they grow the beard.
And then when they shave it off, you be like, babe, you need to grow.
Or you see an old picture of them and you're like, don't you ever cut that beard.
Right. Don't. So now it's mask fishing because the only thing you see is the eyes. All you see is the eyes. Then you be like, let me see your Instagram. So I can get the real effect.
Like, stand back 12 feet and pull that mask down. Let me see what you're working with. Got a tooth in this direction. So it's even harder now.
So it's even harder now because now everybody relies on dating apps even more than before because, how else are you going to meet people besides...
Yeah.
Swiping.
See, I feel like I missed the dating app trend. And I don't know if that's because dating apps weren't as popular when I was dating or if it's because I was always too nervous to use them. So it kind of passed me by.
Honestly, I feel like in college, I did not use dating apps. It's college.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know.
It's so many people you meet in college.
Yeah.
What do you need a dating app for?
That's definitely true.
But then, when you're in your careers and you're busy, and then you might go out maybe on a Friday and a Saturday, you might hit that brunch on a Sunday, maybe, if your time allows you to.
I was thinking one time, if I were to be single, it would be really difficult for me to meet people. Yeah. Because when you're in college, there's so many points of contact. There are parties, you have class, people on campus, you have an internship with young people. Right. But then when you're in STEM... And not to say that you can't date outside of your race or outside of, you know, your culture or whatever else, but it did seem like it was a bit of like a disconnect. Like, for example, if you were to be in most places where maybe there are more black people or people, you know, with just a similar cultural background, like they would try to talk more. Right. Whereas when you work around more people from different cultures, you're not really going to get hit on that much. Right.
You know, like, oh, you're going to find your husband at work? And I'll be like, nah.
It's not happening for me, bro.
No, and no offense to none of my coworkers, but I'm just saying, like, one, I don't really do the date where you work thing.
Yeah, we heard the story from last time from the WTF career moment.
I don't do that anyway, because I feel like it's kind of like, if I'm gonna see you at home, I want to see you at home and 8 or more hours at work.
Because now I'm sick of you. By Friday, I just don't even want you in the house. Yeah,
go to your mom's for the weekend or something.
So what do you think? Do you think that it's easier with the online dating, or do you think it's easier with meeting people in person? Because I feel like
it's easier in person. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I've been doing this whole app thing for a little bit, and I hate it. One, because I'm paranoid.
Yes.
I'm paranoid because there's so many women getting kidnapped or trafficked, like, and stuff like that. And it's just like, you can meet up anybody, you can screenshot anybody's picture from their public pages and set up an account, and you don't know that that's them. Yep. But that's why I don't meet up with nobody unless I FaceTime with you.
Oh, that's a really, really good idea.
If I haven't FaceTime or done some type of video calling with you, I can't meet up with you. That can't be my first time meeting you. I have to, like, see you.
Yeah. But, you know, even with that, girl, you know, I watch murder shows galore. I'm a detective. The
ID channel?
Yes. On everything, I watch murder shows galore. But I was just watching a series that was talking about exactly that. Murdering, online dating. Yeah. How it happens. It's real. And it's like, these companies don't need to monitor, like, the criminal past or, like, whatever kind of risk factor these people bring, because there are no background checks. Right. They are not liable.
And I feel like they should complete some type. Because definitely. I think I saw this one story where this girl was meeting this guy, met this guy on the app, and he invited her out on a date hiking. Right. One, I would never go hiking on a first date.
Oh, yeah, not on a first date, because it
was a first date. Exactly. Yeah. That was the thing that came, and I think that's what came on to her mind, right? So then she declined, but then I guess he met someone else and took her, and he ended up killing that girl.
Oh my Lord!
During the hike. See, I don't do the woods. I don't like no animals like that anyway. I'll do me a dog.
You're missing
a hamster.
Out. I try to go hiking at least twice a week.
See, in my mind, hiking. I just feel like some wild animal going to jump out on me on this trail.
Maybe. It's worth the risk.
Maybe. It ain't worth no risk. It ain't worth no risk. But I do not that's why it's like with dating apps, it's like pros and cons.
You have to be so careful. But it is very helpful to know. It can give you the impression that Dre. These people have the intention, like maybe they want to.
These people are lying. Let me tell you. Okay, I met this one dude, right? And he was like, he was a lawyer. And then when I talked to him, guess where he was working? And there's no offense to nobody, but I'm going to just say it's a lie. Yeah, don't lie about your occupation. He worked at a gas station as a cashier.
That's a huge difference. Was he an aspiring lawyer? No, it's a lie.
It's a lie.
A lie is a lie.
It's either you're a lawyer, you're a law student. Yeah. It's two different things. You're not a lawyer.
That's a lie. Yet. You're a full-blown liar, is what he meant.
Exactly.
I'm a liar.
A lawyer. What Medea say? Right. A lawyer.
He's like, did I say lawyer? I meant liar. But,
no, you don't do that.
So, I think that it's difficult to date, period. I'm not someone who is good at dating. Yeah. Look, I'm an introvert. I don't like meeting people that often. I don't want to know your favorite color. Like, I hate that stupid phase of like getting to know someone.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's the absolute worst. So to do that over and over and over again, I don't want to do.
And you have to be open-minded.
You have to be so open-minded. But this is my thing. Do you feel like it's more difficult as a STEM professional, or do you think it would be difficult either way?
I think it's difficult, period. But I think it's even more difficult when you have things going for yourself. Because I've come across like a lot of guys, not... just dating wise. And they'll be like, the first thing you say is, oh, how old are you? Then the next, oh, so what do you do?
Yeah, that's like literally no matter who you meet for whatever intention, they always say, what do you do? Yeah. I actually hate that, but go ahead.
You hate that?
I hate that.
Why?
Because what does my career have to do with anything?
Because it depends on what you're dating for. Let me put that out there.
Okay.
Some people are dating just for, for fun, just to have a body next to them. Whereas some people are dating for, marriage.
Yeah.
Some people want to date to marry. So it's like, I don't want to waste my time. So yes, what do you do?
Yeah.
Because I want to know if your goals are like,
in alignment with yours.
Exactly. So yes, what do you do? And then, I be wanting to know what you do. I want to know, what do you like to do for fun? Because then we can venture off and like, okay, maybe we can meet up for a date or something and do something together. Maybe we have something in common. Guys are so dry on these dating apps.
Yeah.
So they have dating apps now where the girl makes the first move.
Like Bumble
and stuff like that. Or so you have to send the first message. So if I send hey, how are you? Or hey, I like this on your profile or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you'll hit me back with thanks. What am I supposed to say to that?
Yeah. Yeah,
and what did you swipe right on me for if you were just going to give me the okay type?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you basically feel like, I know you were saying when you started, you were saying you do feel like it's difficult to date nowadays, but not just if you're in STEM, it's basically if you're more accomplished.
Right.
And are you saying because you are more accomplished, it may be intimidating to someone?
Yeah.
I've
actually had a guy tell me that I was like intimidating.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait.
And I didn't keep talking to him.
Yeah, because then that means, well, what do you think about yourself?
Exactly.
That my success intimidates you. But I do actually know that to be true because I read an article on marketwatch.com and it was basically talking about an engineer. Her name is Holly Shaftel, and she is actually a dating coach. She started a business where she coaches women in STEM so that they are able to date successfully. Like, depending on what kind of dating goals you have,
right,
she'll craft whatever her coaching services are to that, because she knows there's an issue with dating as a STEM professional.
It is. Like, it is because
men are some people can be intimidated.
We're in like male dominated fields.
Right.
And when you're dating and you meet people and they be like, oh, so what do you do? Oh, like my mom likes to brag. I keep some of my credentials to myself.
Oh, really?
I do.
I read that in the article and I said, that's so strange. I didn't know that someone would do that, but I can see it now because you've actually had someone say, I'm intimidated by that.
Oh, that don't stop my shine.
No, of course.
I'm just saying that I will hold back some of my credentials sometimes because I just want to fill you out one. And I don't want you counting my pockets.
Oh, that
because
too.
People automatically assume, oh, she does this. Oh, she has that. Oh, she got money. And I'm just like, mind your business.
Definitely. Always mind your business.
Don't count my pockets just based off of my occupation. So yeah, I'll hold back on my credentials sometimes. Like if I'm with my mama and I'm around people, she'll be like, yeah, Moriah has her master's and Moriah's working on her doctorate and da-da-da-da. And I'll be like, dang, girl. Well, thanks for telling me. I know you're proud of me, but at the same time, like I don't be wanting to tell everybody.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to say that without someone being intimidated by that. My mom keeps telling me, oh, Moriah, you're gonna have to date a man older, more sophisticated, because they'll appreciate you more and they won't be intimidated by your success.
You know what? And I'm getting a little bit irritated by the concept that we have to do that. And I think that we can only speak as Black women, let's be honest. But in our culture, me and you have talked about this numerous times. It almost feels like the standards for dating are so different. Like you can date someone for a decade and they'll be like, oh, we talking,
not even
like,
fiance,
like, oh, that's not
even girlfriend,
that's not your girlfriend.
10 years.
I mean, we talk and it's
10
like
years.
It almost seems like there's this, people are so
scared of commitment,
very afraid of commitment, very afraid of moving toward marriage,
right?
Even though, I mean, y'all are basically common law.
Depending on what state you in. Now,
right.
Maryland don't have it.
Right.
But depending on what state you in, if you are living with somebody for a certain amount of time, you know, and you have certain things in each other's names and stuff like that, it is common law. And I don't think some people understand that.
But it makes it difficult also because if people always have this standard of, okay, I don't have to move to the next step. If you are someone who's looking for like a long-term commitment, marriage,
But that's where communication comes in, though. You have to communicate. Some people settle, and that's
I think
that's their personal,
a lot of time
decisions. But it's like, if you choose to settle, I feel like you're not going to get what you want out of your partner if you don't ask and require it either.
Yeah.
So if you don't require certain things and you're giving them, oh, babe, I'm okay with this, then they're not going to give you more.
Right.
Why?
But there is the aspect that you have to look at, and I know this is probably my personal belief, and I almost feel like it's a little bit, I could be wrong. I'm still working out the kinks of it. But I do feel like the way that we date now, it makes it a lot easier for people not to commit because they know there are so many options now. So like, say for instance, before maybe you were dating someone, you've seen other people, but for the most part you're like, okay, this seems like a good situation. I want to possibly get married or do whatever you guys are going to do. But now it's almost like, well, I don't have to be in a committed relationship to you, because if you don't give it to me, I'll just find this person on the internet.
So you
can get in touch with so many people now.
That's true.
A lot of people don't want to date in a serious way anymore.
But the thing that annoys me about that is they don't want that, but they want the extras and the benefits that come with being in a committed relationship. Yeah, they want to have
their cake and eat it too.
But the problem I have with some people is that they will do that. And so because there's so many options out here, guys like, oh, you're not going to give it to me? Well, she going to give it to me without the commitment. Yeah. So it's like, hold yourself on a higher standard.
Yeah.
But so I'm on Twitter, right? I'm on Twitter, and some of the guys I follow from like college, high school, stuff like that are accomplished. Yeah. And in their eyes, they feel like it's almost like no woman can either be on their level or it's going to take a whole lot. This girl just had to be so awesome for them to want to commit and settle down. Yeah. And that's the issue I also have, like, dating. Some guys feel like they are above you. They feel like, and everybody should know their worth, you know what I'm saying? Right. But don't try to shame me if I don't make how much you make. Right. And stuff like that, or if I'm in a different career. And don't try to say, oh, I'm here, I'm there, or whatever, and I don't think I'm ever going to find a girl that will be on that level with me. Yeah. And it's like, but what level are you on? Because the way you're talking to me sounds so immature. Right. And stupid.
Yeah. Really foolish. Yeah. And I think that's one of the biggest things, especially being on the other side of someone who is in a relationship, is realizing when I see a lot of people like in the dating world right now is like so much of what they say about what they're looking for or what they're willing to do, for a relationship and stuff is like, it's going to be very difficult for you to find a healthy relationship because your mind is so skewed. It's like when you're in a relationship, of course you want somebody to preferably be on your level and to have all of the qualities that you want, but there's also the aspect of being able to grow with someone and taking them at face value and saying, I see the potential in you, I see everything that's special about you, I value it, I want to nurture it with you the same way I want you to nurture the potential in me. So it's like you're never going to get a perfect specimen, and on top of that, they can be great today and be a whole new person in 5 years. 5 months from now. I know the person I was 6 months from now is a way different person than I am today. And my boyfriend has had to experience each of those people that I've been. You know what I mean? Yeah. Same way with him. It's like he's been 20 different people since we dated. But the thing is, I love him. So it's like I'm excited to see all of the failures that you have and figure out how I can help you. But a lot of people are not with that now because the same way where me and you talked about this before, as millennials, it's kind of like, oh, you're not doing it for me? I can go over here. Yeah. With jobs. Yeah. With cities.
It's a horrible mindset to have.
Dating,
it's a
everything.
Good, but it's like pros and cons to that type of mindset because it's just like, why give up so fast on certain things? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like I know in my mindset when I was like going through college and stuff like that, and I was focused on my career, I wasn't looking for anything long term because I had goals that I wanted to set before I was really like long long-term committed to someone. So I feel like I missed out on a couple good people. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I regret that a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, not a whole lot.
I guarantee you so many women in similar situations where you have a more demanding job, I bet you they have felt the same way too.
But then it's just like, would I be where I am today had I not done what I did?
Yeah.
You know,
if you didn't take that time to completely devote to your career, would you be able to still have made it this far?
Right.
It's hard to say.
I don't know.
So speaking of that though, do you think that there are benefits to being single versus being in a relationship? Because we can. Yeah, I was about to say we can settle this right now. Because I'll tell you.
Well, you tell me your perspective.
Okay, so being single is hard because it can be lonely.
Yeah.
When you're in a position where you really just want that partnership and you're ready to grow with someone, it can feel very, very lonely. And then you can almost start to say, well, what is it about me?
Yeah.
That I haven't found that person that is like really connecting with me or feels like I'm worthy of, you know, whatever.
Or you be want to go get a dog or a cat.
Your mind will create all of these different types of narratives, right? So that's why it's difficult to be single. But other than that, you have a lot of time. Like all of your time is yours. You have no obligatory anythings for anybody else but you, right? And then again, that gives you time to work on your career, to have hobbies, and really like hang out with friends and all of that other stuff. Right. But when you're in a relationship, and of course it depends on what kind of relationship you're in. I can only speak for myself. When you're in a relationship, that is a job in itself. Whether like it's super rewarding, but having to devote a certain amount of time to someone is important. I talked to you about this the other day. Sometimes you do have to schedule in intimacy or time together because you get so caught up. Okay, I gotta record the podcast. Oh, I gotta work on the vlog. Oh, I have to study. I have to do this stuff. Yeah. And he's doing his stuff. So it's like, oh, we need to make sure that on Saturday we spend time together. Time for us. Like devote time every day. And that's a job because sometimes you have other things to do. Even though you want to be with that person, it becomes difficult with life. Right. And then there's the other aspect of, I can't say being a woman. Yeah. Because that's sexist and it's really not true. So I can only speak for me. And the way I like to love, my love language or the way that I show love to people is by care. So I want to be able to cook dinner. I want to be able to keep the house clean or do those kinds of things. But I also have a job where a lot of times I'm working more than 40 hours a week, you know? So
it's a lot to juggle.
It's a lot. Even on the other hand, where he doesn't care if I cook or clean or do anything. There's an aspect where I know when I first started the job that I'm at now, girl, it would be a lot of days where I wouldn't come home till 10 o'clock. So what does that do to a relationship where, gratefully, you know,
I feel like that's where communication also ties in.
Great. It wasn't bad for us. It was okay for us. But in other situations, there will be people that'll be like, you need to make time for me. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's also like, again, you got to communicate. Like you said, your love language or what do you want or are expecting from me in this relationship so that I can make sure I'm giving you what you need and you're giving me what I need. And when we feel like we're lacking, that we're, you know, our bond is tight enough that we'll talk to each other about that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's hard either way you look at it, depending on how your relationship is for a person. Yeah. You know, and then as a single person, that crap hard. Especially like when you have friends that are like married or in relationships and then you want to hang out. So now you got to find your single friends or find some single friends, you know, or like your friends are dating and you're just sitting here working on a business or something like that. And you're just like, I want to date too. And it's just like, mind you, I say guys are intimidating me, but I'm also tall. Yeah. Like, I'm like 6'1" for real. Yeah. So it's not a lot of, you know, the tall guys like the short little itty bitty girls.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not a lot of, and then the little short dudes like the tall girls, and then it's just like, dude.
See? You picky.
It's not really picky. I don't, to a certain extent.
It's not your preference.
It's not my preference. Everybody has a preference. And then it's just like, I'm not trying to bend over to kiss you like that either. No offense.
Yeah, no offense. To like, my brother's shorter than his wife. And they, I mean, they
it
make
works
it work
for them.
Yeah.
I feel like when you find your person, you know it.
Exactly.
Like, whether it's their height, their size, it doesn't matter because you know that's your person.
Most of your preferences will go out the window when you find someone you're like, oh, this is the vibe. Like, we're vibing. This is this.
And
works.
I'm not saying I have dated guys shorter than me, and I like them. So, like I said, the preference thing with the height, would I prefer a guy that's like as tall as me, close to my height, or taller? Yes, because I am a 6-footer. But if I vibe with you and you're short, that's just the way it is. As long as you're comfortable being you, and I'm comfortable being me, and you don't mind me putting on heels, because it's gonna happen. I'm girly. Like, I'm girly, so I'm gonna be 6 foot and some inches because I like to wear heels. But it's just it's hard.
It's definitely hard, and I wanted to look into more stuff to just get a grasp on if other people were experiencing the things that I know that you experience, or what has been my experience. And I found this article on nature.com. It was published in February of 2019. But the rundown of it is basically, they did this study on men and women in STEM fields, in the STEM field. And they basically found that 23% of men and 43% of women who had become parents during the time of the study either went part-time, switched to non-STEM careers, or they left the workforce altogether. You know, obviously this is about having a family or being a parent instead of just dating. But the reason why it's important to this is because they basically said what they were finding is that because both men and women leave the STEM field when they have families and stuff, they're seeing that the STEM fields are so demanding that people don't feel like they could emotionally handle both, like having a family or having a social life that requires more while still being able to excel in a STEM career. So I think that is a big reason, like what you said, why women will postpone serious dating or whatever kind of time consuming dating.
But I was also young too. And some people find their soulmates in college, and who knows, I might have walked across mine and ain't cared because I was like, we're just cool, we're friends. I got more important things to worry about right about now. So, and now I'm here almost 30 and I'm just like, all right, now I'm ready to settle down. Where you at? Oh, dang, y'all don't even want to settle down no more. So I feel like I also think that's based off of where you work as well, because some companies, they'll make sure you have a good work-life balance, and so that's also who and where you work. And then some people, they work like that until they get to a point in their careers and they're like, all right, I'm ready to be with my family. Being single, loneliness is real. Especially during COVID, it hits seriously because it's just like, especially if you live alone. You don't know how many times I was like, I'm about to get a dog, y'all. And then I was like, oh, it's raining. I ain't gonna want to walk that dog. And I changed my mind. I've been going back and forth since probably quarantine. Like, I'm gonna get a dog. Besides the loneliness, I don't know. I feel like I just missed like the whole just going out on dates. Just having your person, just hanging out, watching movies. Someone to talk to and hang with. But then I'm also like, I'm an only child. So, like, when I finally get that person in my space, how am I going to be? Because I'm not used to sharing my space with anybody.
Not only not used to sharing your space, but you're also not used to, like, that, kind of like the compromise of relationships. You know what I mean? Where, like, if you grow up with brothers and sisters, like, you have to compromise at some point because...
And I didn't.
You didn't have to do that.
No.
You've always been like, oh, you don't like it? Go back to your house.
Exactly. Call your mother.
Exactly. So that's a big shift too.
So that's going to be like, I feel like that's going to be my big thing because I don't know. Even in college, I had like suite mates. I never really did the whole roommate thing. So we would share common areas, but where I slept was my area. So it's going to be a little weird, but I feel like if I feel like that about you and you're in my, where I lay my head and stuff like that, I obviously feel a certain way to trust you. But so like, I can't wait for COVID to be over, which it probably won't be over for a while because it's just so hard to date.
Would you ever, like the woman that I talked about in the beginning, how she's a dating coach for women in STEM, would you ever consider something like that?
I feel like for me to get to that point, I probably have to be in my 30s.
Really?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't do a matchmaking service right now?
No.
What? Well, what's the difference between would you?
I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't do it right now. Because right now I just want to still do like the organic. So we'll just see what happens. You know.
Do you know what time it is?
Yep. I do.
What time is it? Time for the STEM woman
of the day.
Oh yeah.
So who you got for us this week? So who is she?
So Lisa Su is a Taiwan-born American business executive. So she's held positions as the senior VP and COO before being named CEO of Advanced Micro Devices, which is also known as AMD. So she's been the CEO since 2014. She's a graduate of MIT. She got her bachelor's, master's, and her PhD in electrical engineering from MIT.
Wow.
Which is like, to even get into MIT is insane. So
you know she off the charts.
She's amazing. Kudos to her. Lisa Su is actually best known for her work developing semiconductors. So anyway, she was named Executive of the Year by EE Times in 2014, and she's was named one of the world's greatest leaders in 2017 by Fortune, which is like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's super well deserved because she has completely turned around AMD. Like, when I say completely turned around AMD, I mean boss moves. When she took on the position as CEO, AMD was on the brink of bankruptcy. Like, this company was about to fail. And at this point, she has taken their stock to a 1,300% gain.
Wow.
That is amazing. Yeah. So in fact, at $59 a share, it was the best performing stock in the S&P 500 in 2019.
Wow.
So think about a company that was about to go bankrupt in 2014.
That's awesome.
And in 2019, it's the
dope.
highest. I'm actually really impressed by the fact that she even took on the position as CEO. But Lisa Su,
that was a big risk.
Yeah, that was a huge risk. But Lisa Su, in the interview, she actually said that she was excited for the challenge. She said, in fact, that's why I became an engineer in the first place, is because she liked to take on the challenge. But the crazy thing was, she knew that in order to turn the company around, she would have to go big on building tech for like high performance computing. So think about like cloud computing, data centers,
she
AI,
had to take it to the next level.
Gaming.
She couldn't keep doing
stuff.
what everybody else was doing because that wasn't doing anything.
But okay, so when you think about like cloud computing, data centers, AI,
right,
gaming, that's like super commonplace now, right? But it wasn't in 2014. Right. So she had to basically say, in this industry, they have to say, what are people gonna want 5 years from now?
Yeah, you have to.
How are we gonna make it good? And then how are we going to compete? Right. And that's what she did. And it worked. And it worked so much that she was essentially able to cut out a lot of Intel, you know, Intel, the corporation, an impressive amount of their market share. So you're talking about a market that's a $20 to $30 billion industry. If you're able to take another piece of somebody's pie, that's a huge deal. She decided to purchase a smaller company called Xilinx, but basically they're another chip maker company, and they're promising to make her company an even bigger competitor with Intel. So she's basically about to get Intel up out of here.
And she making that shmoney.
Shmoney.
We are almost towards the end of this year. 2020 has gone by
quickly. Why don't y'all, in our next post, when we talk about this episode, why don't y'all comment underneath and tell us, like, what do you do?
And we'll shout you out the next episode.
What letter are you in STEM? Or if you're not in STEM, what are you doing? Even if you're a rapper or something, it would be kind of cool to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening, and tune in for the next episode.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now. Okay. Bye.
Bye.